Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome back. I'm just going to jump right on in now. So, I was thinking earlier about some things and perfectionism, and I used to think that it meant that I cared very deeply for my work and that it meant I was more dedicated to it and I would get everything just right. If I could just get everything perfect, then everyone would relate to it more and love it more. And over time, I realized something. It wasn't that perfectionism that stopped me from creating or being satisfied with my work. It was the fear that was masked as perfectionism. So there were some things there that I discovered were actually, once I sat down, got quiet for a second, and sat with myself, that I realized that it was really, I was more scared to either show the piece to other people because I thought they would judge it, or maybe obviously wouldn't like it, or maybe would tell me I was doing something wrong. I would think that my skills alone were not good enough, that somehow I had imposter syndrome and I wasn't a real artist because I wasn't just able to, at a very young age, draw a realistic tiger out of my head immediately without using reference. And I used to be hard on myself for that. And so the the perfectionist in me, I think definitely came out back then with that, but then progressed over time to look like overachieving in school and feeling like I wasn't being seen or heard, or like whatever I did didn't matter. So that would reflect in my work, in that sometimes I would rush through it, but then the other side of that spectrum is to procrastinate, which is a form of perfectionism. It can be, because what it does is it makes you sit there and overthink and over criticize and overjudge and compare yourself to whatever you're looking at, or an artist that you admire, or however many likes or attention somebody's art is getting, when it's really not that. It is your fear of progressing forward and just being your true self and being seen or judged for that, when you're probably not used to being seen or accepted for who you truly are. And if you were, then it wasn't very often, right? So that's an uncomfortable space that we need to move into to be able to continue our creativity and to move past that perfectionism and just throw it out the window, because nobody and nothing are perfect. First of all, everything is just how it's supposed to be for the time that it is supposed to be that. And it is happening when it is supposed to. Okay. So, let me just use an example. I used to, with tattooing, I've been a tattoo artist for over 25 years. I could remember times when I would do a tattoo and I would do it just creatively and freely without giving a shit about what anybody thought about it. I was just there to do the tattoo and do it to my best ability of what I thought that was. And this was back in the beginning of my career more. And then I was happy with it and moved on to the next one and would try to progress with what I thought would be better. But at that time, there wasn't all of this social media and everything out here comparing us to each other and having us be on there scrolling all day and looking at other people's stuff. And again, seeing likes or attention they're getting, comments they're getting that maybe we are not. And so back then I would just do it and be happy with it and move on. And my clients were happy with what they got, and I would have return clients and everything. Well, somewhere along the way, I started judging myself and comparing myself and being hard on myself, more rigid, judgmental. I think I just said that, but to the point that it made me go into a freeze mode, and to where I would start to overthink during the tattoo and maybe add some shadows or designs or details that didn't even really flow with what I was doing, that the tattoo already looked good, but because I was overthinking it and trying to be so perfect and thinking that I wasn't good enough in some aspect about it, or I wasn't as good as this other artist that I saw, then I would add all of these things again that didn't flow with the design. And so it actually made it look worse. And then I'd have to try to figure out how to fix that and go from there. And make it look like I thought it needed to look when I should have just stopped, right? Excuse me. When I should have just stopped, when I knew it clicked here in my intuition, when I knew it looked good and felt good, but I started overthinking and then ended up, I thought, ruining the piece and really it not being the best of my ability of what it could have been. So I can also remember sometimes just without, not even within tattooing, but with just drawing and wanting to create a painting or something at the house, even getting started with sketching something. I would sit for sometimes hours and try to think of the perfect idea, the perfect design, the perfect thing that I thought people would want to see, and have all these references ready and overthink how to do it and the way to do it and what angle to do it. You know what that did? It shut me down. Trying to be perfect and trying to get everything just right and getting ready to get ready made me not create at all, and it blocked me, and that in turn brought me shame and more fear and guilt and, made me feel like a loser and like I wasn't really an artist because I couldn't just go create. I had to have all this stuff right and perfect, right? So I obviously wasn't an artist, and I wasn't that good of an artist because if I just went to create like I thought other people did and it didn't look like theirs or didn't get the reaction that I thought it would, then again, I'm no good. I'm no artist, right? So do you see that tiny bit of overthinking, that bit of overthinking and trying to be a perfectionist, how that can ripple out and affect other parts of your life? It does, because it makes you go into freeze mode, and that mode for some of us who have lived through some traumatic experiences will sometimes feel like a comfort zone. And because that's where your comfort has been growing up. So that's something that we need to change. Our comfort zone needs to be just the creating, again, the aspect of that, of going back into our childhood, of what we woke up and what brought us joy every day as creatives. Whether that's working with clay, again, drawing, painting, writing, music, poems, it doesn't matter. Whatever that looks like for you, what that spark is for you, then I'm telling you, that's what we need to reconnect with, and how we can move past perfectionism. Stop judging yourself and comparing yourself, okay? So I want to give you one little action step to do. I'm not going to give you anything that's super big or anything that's going to feel overwhelming. This week, today, possibly, when you get off of this video, whenever you can make time, the smallest amount of time to the biggest amount of time, to stop distracting yourself, quiet all the noise, whether that be TV, kids, responsibilities, get all that done, and then take a little bit of time for yourself. I don't care if it's 10 minutes or an hour, to go sit down in a quiet place and just create. And don't judge yourself. Don't try to pick the right thing. Just think of something that makes you feel joy when you think of creating it, with whatever medium you want to create with. You might just feel like doing a circle. Like, I really want to make a ball look rounded in 3D right now. Or I really would love to draw a red ball. I don't care how simple and how basic it seems. That's where you don't judge yourself about it. It's whatever feels good in this moment just to go do. Like, it would feel like the most satisfying meal you ever had. Like, the most joyful thing you could do right now is like, man, I really wish I could just go draw a 3D square and color it like a Rubik's Cube. Then go do that. That is part of our path and part of our lit path of our life, of what we're supposed to be doing, okay? If it lights you up, then that means it's for you. It's charging you. We are electrical. We are made of light, okay? If it feels dark for you and heavy, then that's not for you or part of your path. That doesn't mean that you might not choose the dark, heavy part sometimes. We do that sometimes. But if it doesn't really light you up and you start to see that distinction and discernment and choose the lit up part of it without judging yourself and doing it, then do it. Okay? Anyway, side note, back to the action. 5-10 minutes up to an hour. Take some quiet time for yourself. Do whatever you feel is connected to your inner child to go do, and go do it. Don't show anybody. Don't tell anybody. Don't judge yourself about it, and don't compare it to any other art you've ever seen. Just go do it. Be done with it. Don't overthink it. Close your book and move on to something else. Sit with it when you get a chance afterwards or a bit later, and just reflect upon how that felt for you and how it feels for you. Did it feel light? Did it feel energizing? Did it feel like motivating, like you could do something else similar and move on from there and more connected to your inner self and your higher self? I hope so, because that's the whole point of it. Okay, that's why I'm here to help. So your creativity was never asking you to be perfect. It was asking you to be present in the moment, and to slow down for a second and be quiet enough to be able to hear your own voice again and connect with yourself again, whatever that looks like for you. For some of us, it's been years. For some of us, it's been months. For some of us, it's maybe just been a few days, and that's okay. It doesn't matter the length of time. The reconnection with yourself is what is the point. And I promise you that will ripple out into a beautiful effect into other parts of your life that you don't even realize right now. That will help out. Okay. So, if you'd like more support, I have created a free reawakening guide that you can download using the link below in the description and pinned comment, at least the description. And then also, if you're looking for a little more personal guidance, I've opened a limited number of one-on-one creative reawakening sessions, and you'll find that link in the description as well. So it's on my Stan store. It's really easy to get there. If you click the link, I actually figured out how to do it properly. And so I'm excited about that. Trust that perfectionism. That's something that I just moved through. Another quick story that I probably could have accomplished and done a long time ago, but I sat and overthought it and thought I wasn't technologically intelligent enough to do it. Maybe thought that I didn't have the right, things around me to be able to do it, when it's not true. None of it was true. I just needed to get started and get going and do one tiny thing at a time that brought me joy, that I felt like I could handle this right now, and worked with what I had. I didn't try to go get a new microphone or new lights right now. This is what I'm working with right now, and this is what we're doing. When I'm able to upgrade, I will, but that's part of not being a perfectionist. If you can use the simple tools you have and art supplies around you to create something, then do it. Don't use that as another excuse to procrastinate and to stop you from doing it, because you have the tools around you to be able to do exactly what you want to do right now. I promise you that. So, I hope that helped. I love you guys so very much. Again, the links will be down below in the pinned comment and or the description box. Let me know if you have any thoughts on this video, if it helped, and anything maybe that you feel that's been blocking you from your creativity, if it's perfectionism or if it's something else. So thank you again for being here. I love you guys, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.